Borderland album brings Amorphis back to where it belongs.
A lot of us metalheads are slightly into nostalgia.
Getting back to our roots in a production sense.
You're famously the prodigal son of Amorphis.
I think it's way easier nowadays.
Well, and I don't judge you. I literally just picked up a Motorhead vinyl.
It was really fun to be in the band in the 90s. We partied a lot, and everything was new to us, and we did everything for the first time then. Now it's a little bit more mellow and safe, and I enjoy this.
Hello, you metal pilgrims, and a very special welcome on this episode, because today, for the very first time ever, I'm more than happy to welcome nobody else but Oppu of Amorphis. Oppu, thank you so much for finding time and joining me. How are you, man?
Hi there, it's good to be here. It's just waiting for the release of the new album, and eager to hit the road.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. For us, a new album by a favorite band is always like, a cool, exciting thing. But for you, it's like you're letting your baby out into the world, So it might be a completely different feeling.
Yeah, it's always like that. It's usually, for me, the thing is when I get the vinyl on my hands, up in concrete, and I usually put it to the shelf and see how it looks like there, and that's something for me. And also when there's a new single coming out of the radio for the first time, that's also something which like materializes the whole thing. So
yeah. Can you be honest? Do you read the comments of your fans online?
Not too much,
Not
to
too
be
much.
honest. Yeah. Well, if I go to Facebook site, for example, I think there are really hardcore fans who usually tend to just like everything that Amorphis puts out. So that's like heartwarming to read. And I'm not doing that very often, but still, every now and then. Usually they doesn't differ that much from it. So it's
so people either love it or really love it. But as you already said, obviously the biggest news in the world of Amorphis these days is the release of Borderland, which will be out, in case you guys are missing it, on September 26th this year, which is very, very soon, actually. So first of all, before we dive into anything else regarding this album, how did you approach Borderland? And what and if did you build anything differently from your previous studio output this time around?
Well, I think the process itself didn't differ that much from the previous ones. It's just simply when we come out of tour, we just add a pile of demo songs to the drive producer to hear them, and make his or her choice out of the songs that which will end up to the album, and that's what happened this time as well. And then we just start rehearsing those songs which has been selected. Usually the rehearsing process it's not that long. It's this time it was a month or so, and we had like let's say 5 rehearsals for the songs. Everybody has to do their homework,
of course.
So it requires surprisingly much work, so staying here at my workroom and rehearsing the songs like hell and trying to make some new arrangements for the bass, and yeah, it requires lots of time, regardless of lack of rehearsals together, but still then we jump to the studio together as a band, and this time as well we spent like I think 5 to 6 days tracking the drums in Ribe in Denmark with Jacob Hansen, and then we just went there one by one, doing our own parts, first guitars and then basses, and I think Tommy Ocean recorded his vocals in Helsinki, and Santeri is working in his home studio as well. But still, of course, this was different in that sense that we had different producer. The 3 previous ones had been made with James Bugren, and we just wanted to try something else after Halo. I think it was a stylish move to have a kind of trilogy with Jens and Valnor as a cover artist. So those albums has like similar sound and similar visual output. And now we just wanted to do something else and to make something fresh. So we decided to try another producer. That's something we can do because I don't know about the songs themselves. It's same basic old Amorphis, which is something that people enjoy, and that's what we do because we have found our own sound throughout the years. So, but anyhow, yeah, and also Halo was done in middle of pandemic, so that was a little bit different thing as well. We basically did that virtually without Jens attempting to studio.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there are like three totally different kind of productions. Queen of Time, which was done with Jens in Orrepre, Stockholm, and then there was Halo, which was done virtually in Helsinki and Stockholm, of course, and then this new one, which was done in Ribe. And I guess I bet the new album sounds a little bit different from the previous albums.
It does. I was going to say that, I love both Jens and Jacob. They are amazing producers. Both of them are incredible, and the stuff they do with Amorphis and outside of Amorphis is just, some of the best stuff out there in metal, right? So I really enjoy both of their works, but you can actually hear this difference. I am actually one of those several mortal human beings who was able to listen to the album a little bit earlier already, obviously, and one of the things that I caught myself thinking when on this album is that it is so freaking diverse from a song to a song. It's very different, but at the same time, it's very cohesive. I kind of felt like you've taken that, creativity that you're usually doing, the blending of styles that your guys are doing, and cranked it up to 11 in honor of Spinal Tap 2's release or something like this.
Well, of course, producer has lots to do about it, but of course we have those elements like Oriental riffs and melodies, and also these folk melodies from Finland and harsh vocals and clean vocals, which are always there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with this kind of production, I think Jacob has a little bit more massive production and not as dry as Jens. And I think you can separate the sounds much easier with Jens's production. And I kind of dig both of those because, Jens's sounds it's crystal clear,
Mm-hmm.
but even through Jacob's sound is more massive. It's nice because you can find the layers with time, and it takes a little bit more time to get into it, I think. So both ways are great, and those guys are, as you said, they are like household names in the scene.
Exactly.
I don't know who could have done it better.
I can say that this album, Borderland, on one hand, is a natural continuation of Halo, but at the same time, it does feel different. It has this slightly different texture and feel to it. I feel like it might be a little bit more melodic than the previous albums as well, which is something I love. It's. I think it will be appealing both to old school, die-hard Amorphis fans, which we can see from the singles that it gets released, and to absolutely newcomers to the band's sound. So it's a good gateway, into the world of Amorphis for many.
Yeah, I think exactly the same because Halo was kind of I think it was even like a little bit experimental album in production-wise because the keyboards, for example, were pretty low in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Was not like an ear candy record like Amorphis tends to do usually. So now this Borderland album kind of brings Amorphis back to where it belongs, or whatever. It's getting back to our roots in a production sense. It's more easy to access and has more keyboards and all the familiar elements are there. So yeah, I'd say that Halo was pretty much a different kind of album in Amorphis discography, in like production wise.
Are there any particular lyrical themes or overall like musical theme that you wanted to portray in this album? You felt like obliged maybe to go through on this record, or not really?
Well, I'm not aware that much of the lyrics, but still, I think the themes are kind of same that we always use. It's like based on I don't know if the stories are based on the poem book Kalevala, which is like the folklore book in Finland, but it's like they are written in same rhymes and in the same way. And of course, the lyrical themes are always universal in Amorphis, and they are timeless in a way. But still, I'd say that because Pekka Kainulainen has written them, there must be some personal issues from him and like his personal point of views, how he sees the world. So, and I think we can share those views with Amorphis. So why not keep using him and having him as a member?
That's awesome.
It's working all the time. He usually writes the lyrics in Finnish, and I think he sent those lyrics to us already back in early 24 or something like that.
Wow.
We just started to get inspiration from those. And of course, when you look at the cover art, for example, there is this Swan of Tuonela, which is character from Kalevala, and then there is this Raftman of Tuonela as well, which is kind of same kind of a character as Charon is in Greek mythology, because I think many mythologies are just like the same, basically, and lending from each other. So that's where those folk influences come out in the lyrics. But still, yeah, it's kind of hard to say for me what the lyrics are specifically about, but still, as usually they are universal and timeless, and it's probably better not to speculate them too much. Let people to make their own interpretations out of them.
You see, that's what I like about this Amorphis album and about pretty much the entire Amorphis discography, is that although it is a modern sound and a record, obviously it's clearly record released in 2025, it has this little bit of this old school feel, right? That where the music, the lyrics, even if you don't fully comprehend them maybe, or fully understand what they're about, but you kind of comprehend them with your fifth sense, and then the artwork and the physical representation of the album kind of all work together. I personally cannot wait to hold the vinyl, right? I'm very old school. I'm on a trip to Poland, and the first thing I pick up is, a new vinyl record. Like, that's what I do usually, right? So I cannot wait to hold it and enjoy it, in its entirety with like lights dimmed and flipping through the, inner sleeve or something like this. Yeah.
I think the artwork is great. It's something different from Valnor's stuff, what he did with the three previous ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of painting. It's not graphic in that sense. It's I think it's in that meaning. It's a kind of a old school, as you said.
Yeah.
It's a painting, and also the music is, and the soundscape is a little bit muddier, but in a good way. It's a little bit back to the 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's the way I like it, man. I think a lot of us metalheads are slightly into nostalgia sometimes.
I'm not into modern metal that much, to be totally honest with you. Especially the production is something that I'm not digging at all. With some of the new, of course, I understand bands like Lorna Shore. It's meant to be like clock, like precise, and it has to, the production has to be clean. It's something that they do, but it's same thing with, for example, with Morris sound production back in early 90s when Morbid Angel and Death did their albums there. That sounded like totally modern and even like too polished at that time. But if you listen to it now, it sounds like vintage and retro metal stuff. So I think that's the way it goes. The train moves on, and yeah, producers are always trying to invent something new and trying to make productions better. But that's not where I'm coming from. It's I listen to 90s metal still, and that's my thing.
So, what do you dig inspiration from usually? Which bands and who are the heroes for you still?
Well, when it comes to metal, I think, well, of course, Morbid Angel, Autopsy, Death, and Entombed, and bands like that. The entire Peaceville and Yerek catalogs are really important albums for me. Well, maybe not all of them, but especially the bands I mentioned. Naturally, I'm not listening to them as much as I did, but now it was not that long ago when I just listened to Autopsy's Mental Funeral, get some inspiration for like mixing, for example, and to listen to the bass drum sound from there and stuff like that. So I do it still. And of course, there are plenty of great bands nowadays as well. I don't want to downplay that at all. There's new wave of Finnish death metal, for example, going on, and there are lots of great young bands. And I wish I'd only have time to listen to those more precisely, but still. And yeah, well, music-wise, I'm kind of stuck to 90s. You cannot help it. I'm not. I don't have anything against it by myself, and I don't want to invent new music all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Well, man, I don't judge you. I literally just picked up a Motorhead vinyl. So who am I to judge you? Oppu, you're famously the prodigal son of Amorphis, right? I mean, you wandered out for several years, but returned back to the band in what, 2017 was it, right?
18,
17, something like that, right? So how do you feel like your position in the band, if at all, has changed in your first comment and in your second comment in the band? And has it at all or not?
Well, that's a good question. I think has more to do with personas apart from instead of playing like a style or whatever. And of course, we come from same place music-wise, and we learned to play our instruments together back in 90s and learned to write music together. And but still, we get along very well together. So that's the most important thing for me. And well, of course, I would say it's way more easier nowadays than it used to be in the 90s, because we had lots of pressure because we had a bad record deal, and I think Amorphis' star was getting down a little bit in the late 90s, and it was hard time for Amorphis. Now that we have proper management and great agencies around us, and we can basically just do what we want, and we can always rely that there's someone who is going to pay for the recording bills, and we get income from the band as well. So that makes it like it just makes things a lot easier. We don't need to think about what's going to happen in 5 years from now. So and in personal level, it affects as well, of course, because people are not that tense based on those things. So I think it's way easier nowadays. Even though it was really fun to be in the band in the 90s, we partied a lot, and everything was new to us, and we did everything for the first time then. So it was really great time, but now it's a little bit more mellow and safe, and I can enjoy this
And I
more.
think the more you progress, right, in your life, the more importance you place on those things. And I think this is natural, right? I mean, I know myself, I have kids myself, right? So there are things that you might enjoy in your 20s, but then when you grow up, you know, there's some stability that you're looking for. And if what you love and what you do coincide, right, and give you that stability, well, that's a jackpot. So I'm really happy to hear that, man.
Thank you.
One thing I have to tell you, talking about heavy metal is my biggest passion in the world. I can do that for hours, literally. So you have to stop me. I know you have other things to do. But a couple of more questions, and then I'll let you go. Right. So one of the things that you mentioned from the very beginning, you're about to hit the road on the European tour together with whom, or Arch Enemy, Eluveitie, and someone else is open for you guys.
Hey, Creeper.
Yeah, freaking amazing lineup, man. I mean, this is like a dream lineup. I'm trying to to catch you guys out on the road if I'll be able to on this one as well. So first of all, and how you guys are gonna? Are there any songs from this new album that you particularly cannot wait to play live, and how are you gonna balance the set list? Have you guys spoken about this already?
Well, I think Bones will be fun to play because it's relatively easy song, and it's usually fun to play easy
I love
songs.
how you say relatively easy song to like you cannot say that to an amorphous song. It's fucking complicated as hell. I'm just kidding.
To some modern bands, it's not that
Yeah, I
complicated.
get it. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's gonna be fun, and also maybe Dancing Shadow will be a great
Mm.
song to play live. So really looking forward to that.
That's awesome. Are there any particular favorite songs of yours on this record that you want to underline, or it's like a favorite kid question, an impossible one to choose?
Well, again, I would choose
The same.
Bones because it's a heavy song, and it's still like rich in melodies, and it's groovy, and it's usually those kind of songs gives you much more space to play yourself, and I tend to uh, play every night a little bit differently the songs and do lots of jamming, so that is perfect place to do that.
Well, one of the things I thought about to myself also while listening to the record, which by the way I loved. I don't know if I said that, but I love this record a lot. Was that the singles that you guys put out? What it was two songs so far, right? I assume there will be one more before the release. But none of them, although they are really awesome songs by themselves, none of them really open the album up, right? I mean, it's a very diverse album, and in order for you to enjoy it, you have to listen to it in its entirety. One of the things that I caught myself, that I kind of re-listened to this album. I never listened to the singles from Borderland at all. Like, if I put it on in my whatever the streaming platform that the label sends it in, I listen to it in its entirety without nitpicking at all. And I feel like that's when those songs, including Bones, for example, open up in a completely different way when you hear what comes before it and after it as well. Just that's how I felt
Mm,
basically about it.
yeah, it's for me it's really important to have like that the album is. I'm an album person
Mm,
again, as like guess you are as well. So I'm not very fond of the idea of just listening to singles, and I hate when Spotify just offers me singles all the time. Even though I'd like to get full albums there, and uh, so I'm really happy to hear that. So it's a kind of a compliment that we really made it, and that probably Jacob has something to do about it as well, that he were um, able to combine a cohesive
mm,
whole out of the songs, because it's not always that easy.
mm,
Sometimes it goes wrong, and if there are like six persons deciding, it could be a little bit hard to come with a good whole, and to make it flow in a way.
the last but not least of the questions that I simply have to ask, are there any bass legends that you still to this very day look up to? Someone who made you maybe pick up a bass guitar back in the day and whom whom you still look up to today?
Well, um, I think Gene Simmons was my
Hmm.
great hero when I was young. So, and I'm still listening to his bass lines. I think he's a great bass player. He's a underrated bass player in a sense because I think he has drawn influences from Paul McCartney, for example, who's a great player. And well, I'd say that um, Jack Bruce from Cream
Hmm.
is something I enjoy listening to, and Jukka Ylli from Finland's Kingston Wall is great inspiration for me because back in the 90s when we saw them playing live, it was kind of it just blew my mind how they play together as a band and uh, be able to pull off some crazy shit together, like just in a jamming situation. Uh, it was really dangerous stuff and also like really nice to watch and yeah, I think he must be one of the greatest influence for me
Hmm.
playing wise. But of course, there are great players, Steve Harris and um, well, Cliff Burden. Of course, I'm not in the same league technical wise with those guys, but still, at least I try. And but for me, it's more like a feeling thing. It's not technical stuff. It's I'm not trying to get to be a bass virtuoso in any sense. I'm not into that stuff at all. You know, I just want to make a good feeling to the music and play whatever is necessary, and then I kind of get loose on the live situation and play whatever I like to.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is something that I enjoy also a lot when you see the musician actually enjoying himself or herself when they are playing music, and you see that they're not a machine gun kind of like creature that just nails it out and and that's it and leaves the stage, but actually enjoys what they're doing and puts a heart and soul into it. And Steve Harris is actually one of those people. I was just last concert I saw was Iron Maiden, and seeing how much Steve Harris gets into the songs that he's written, and it's incredible. So this is definitely something, something.
Yeah, I think it's a crucial thing to enjoy yourself playing live.
Yeah.
It's just performing the songs. It's also being there, present, and uh, do your best to enjoy it yourself first, and then let the audience do it as well. So
Well, now you just made me want to go see you out on the road even more so. And hopefully, guys, hopefully I won't have to do it somewhere outside of Ukraine. Hopefully, you guys will be able to come to Ukraine very, very soon once again. You have a lot of fans there, and they all are waiting for you, of course.
my heart is with you guys. It's like you are doing great stuff and a brave country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Oppu. This was Olli-Peka from Amorphis, and their newest studio album, Borderland, will be out on September 26th, so definitely do not miss it. Oppu, thank you so much for finding time and joining me today. Keep rocking, man.
Thank you a lot. See you later.